Hey everyone, it's Bob Crossen. I'm the Vice President of Content Strategy for the Water and Energy Groups at Endeavor Business Media and at a division of Endeavor B2B. I'm here with Todd Williams. He is Global Principal of Residuals for Jacobs. We're going to be talking about biosolids and all the fun treatment options out there. So thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Glad to be here.
Yeah. So what are some of the challenges that you are hearing right now from wastewater utilities as it relates to the treatment, handling, all of that, or surrounding biosolids?
Yeah, it's a great question. The big challenge that people are facing is cost. Costs are going up around the country in many different geographies. And so the amount of solids that are being generated is something that people are paying attention to, and how can we make better quality solids or reduce the quantity of them. So that's probably number one on people's mind, is what does the future hold, because the costs are going up very rapidly in many geographies. The Atlanta market, New England, the Mid-Atlantic, some places out west. So we're seeing this all across the country. So that's probably number one. The second thing that people are concerned about is what's the regulatory landscape look like.
Yeah. Well, talking about the cost for just a second there, is that primarily just a hauling situation, or is it actually the treatment process and the drying and the energy cost? Or like what particularly is at play there?
It's a good question. So most utilities depend on land application of their biosolids product, more than 50% across the country. So the hauling costs, the distances are increasing, the costs of hauling are increasing, the cost of permitting is going up. So those numbers are going up. Probably the second largest use is landfilling, and landfilling costs, as we know, are going up all over. So that's what's really driving those numbers.
Okay, yeah. Well, and you mentioned the land application thing. That's become a bigger conversation because of the regulatory landscape, especially Maine being kind of the big headline one. How have utilities, I guess, views or perspectives on the regulatory landscape changed? How are they adapting to some of these new regulatory elements, and just looking at like what might come down the pike for their systems?
Right. Well, in particular, PFAS is a concern. That's the topic of discussion in just about any kind of biosolids project. And our view of that, and the utilities view, is you really need to be adaptable, because the future regulations are changing, and most places don't know what that change is going to look like. So you really can't depend on one solution long term. You have to look at a series of potential options, and depending on what happens regulatory wise, then when triggers happen, that's when utilities would make a change and go down a certain path, maybe make a certain investment in their technologies and in their processes. So that's really, the adaptability is really important as people consider biosolids management plans and how they're going to develop their programs, what their capital improvement plans are for the future. And maybe looking at things in phases rather than, okay, this is a 20-year solution. Now you're looking at phases. We know we need, at least, for example, to dry our biosolids as much as possible, dewater them, maybe dry, to get as much of the water out before you do something else. So that's the trend that we're seeing across the business.
Yeah, taking small baby steps and still keeping an eye on the horizon, essentially.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, how about in a more concrete way, like thinking about technologies that are out there? What types of things are out there for utilities now? Are there trends in the types of technologies utilities are interested in more now? What's going on in that particular arena?
So I think there's a lot of interest in improved digestion, so that you reduce the amount of solids for those that either have digestion or they're considering, how can I reduce the amount of solids I'm finally having to treat. Secondly, you have to look at how the watering is playing. Is it optimal? Can it be improved? Can we get more water out at the front end? And then there's a real increase in interest in thermal drying, as well as other drying, some solar drying, combinations of things, not necessarily one technology to fit all, but the benefit, for example, in some places where the costs have gone up for a utility to put dryers in, now they don't, even if they continue to go to a landfill, for example, their tonnage is drastically reduced. So that is generally the first step that people are considering. You hear things further beyond that about gasification or pyrolysis or thermal treatment. All of those require drying first. And so it's a good natural first step to go that route and build drying facilities before you go to more advanced thermal systems, if those are necessary.
Yeah. Well, awesome. Well, thanks so much, Todd. I appreciate you chatting with me about this. I know it's an important topic for utilities, energy always being a concern, biosolids always being a concern, costs always being a concern. So I appreciate you chatting with us and taking the time. And for everyone who's watching, check out our video description below. We'll have some more links down there for you to learn more about biosolids and drying systems out there. And you can get more WEFTech 2025 videos down there too.